It's a contest enduring the test of time. Whether you're sitting in your living room with a group of friends or on the big stage with thousands of dollars on the line, it doesn't matter what you're competing in. There's only one burning question to be answered. Who is the best? Introducing the Melee Stats All-Time Top 100, presented by PGStats, a comprehensive list of Melee's greatest competitive players over the game's rich 20-year history. For more information on how these placements were determined, check out the full list and methodology over on PGStats.com. Spoilers and timestamps for all your favorite players will be in the description, but without further ado, here is your all-time Top 100. In what still feels like a brief moment in time, AbsentPage beat quite a few good players. IBDW, Crush, Fiction, moky, KJH, Triff, Captain Faceroll, and Kells, among others. However, AbsentPage's greatest contribution to the scene was his ruthless dedication to competing. We often think about when he posterized Calvar at The Gang Steals the Script with one of the most monstrous set-ending combos you'll see in your life.
He is just totally running away with this game 5 after how—
Oh my god, that was dirty.
Oh, that's it. That was—
Yo, he said, what's up?
Look, we've spent a couple hundred hours talking to Rishi about this game, and there's a reason he used to be known as Smash God. He's been a student of the game for longer than people know, since he was an 11-year-old Luigi main at Bomb 4. In the 16 years since, he's developed a set of innate Smash instincts and a staggeringly deep Iron Man roster. Zayn and Rishi may have been turning Marth's movement inside out at the same time, but Rishi made his bread off of DI mix-ups and neutral reads that are at their most potent when he's faced with massive hills to climb, which, thanks to Rishi's penchant for incredible defense, he's been able to turn into some of the best comebacks in modern Smash history.
And we saw almost the exact same thing from Rishi on Zayn earlier.
Right.
These guys are just both so ready for oh my god, this combo. Rishi!
Where was the jump?
And there's the stop!
What is happening?
Tai is one of only 23 players to make the Melee Top 100 in every year of its existence. He's been a stalwart of Arizona Melee for more than a decade, having been ranked in its power rankings from 2010 to early 2019. From his 33rd place finish at Genesis 2 to his continued presence in the Arizona scene, it's safe to say that Tai will always be good at Melee, a living example of what a strong player looks like.
Whatever, bro. You
If I
gotta
get
get rid
grabbed,
of
I'm
her.
dead. But
Oh, you gotta get in her. Dizzo.
no, he's not ending her.
He's really
I
not.
think she might be ended.
Nah,
no,
she's
living.
she's not dead, dude.
I made it.
Okay, she's dead.
Popo's
Oh,
dead.
that was it. And Ty gets the upset.
No, not Bob Money, Rob Money. You'd be forgiven for not really knowing who he is, as his entire career happened back in the MLG era. However, if you look at his resume, we feel pretty confident you'll at least remember a few things. Staying just outside a top 10 level for 3 years straight, Rob Money scored impressive wins over players like Azen, and regularly showed prowess in the Falco Ditto against his contemporaries. Good thing too, considering his original tag was Rob Falco. If my character has an infinite, why would I ever do anything else? Well, setting it up involves keeping a CPU alive, hitting grabs with a character lacking range, and enduring a lot of community disdain. None of that ever stopped Army, as he used a rare combination of neutral focus, labbing dedication, analytical ability, and personal composure to revolutionize the ancient and deadly art of wobbling.
And pulls. Like,
did
why?
not.
Why is
I did not.
Army so nice at this?
Well, he's got to learn it because he's playing it all the freaking time.
In 3 years' time, the Icy's prodigy went from narrowly missing the SoCal PR to making a top 30 year-end national ranking and multiple top 8s at majors, all while building a trophy case full of top player souls. Check his Summit diss track for details.
Number 2 in SoCal, been a long time coming, just spitting my biz, cause my name is still buzzing.
Garnering a voracious cheering section, and at one point finishing number 2 in SoCal behind only Mango. By the way, the two have clashed at majors twice. Both times Game 5 was on Mango's counterpick, and both times Army walked away as the true king of Cali.
Terrible. No! The crowd gasped as soon as he got jab reset. They all knew what that meant.
I'm in so much pain right now, I love it. No. Alright, Army, you earned it. Good stuff, Army.
In a state so often defined by its wacky mid-tiers, the title of Arizona's greatest fox may not seem to carry much weight, but don't underestimate Medz. Beginning his career as a perennial hidden boss, Medz was easily able to establish himself as a true bracket threat with his adept Fox and later his deadly Marth. A master of both sides of the Fox-Marth matchup, Medz has taken sets from both top Marth players such as Pew Pew and Spud, while also using his own Marth to take sets off of Lucky, KJH, and other top spacies. It's his aptitude versus Pikachu, however, that truly sets him apart. While he's always had a competitive career versus fellow Arizonian Axe, it was his local dominance in 2021 which led him to the current #1 spot on the Arizona PR, gaining a title better than Arizona's best Fox player, the best player in Arizona, period. Okay, catches the shield drop. It's one edge guard, but Bioledge is so scary against Medz. He finds the grab. This could be over.
Oh, okay. Oh
He's
my
dead.
goodness,
He's gonna die.
It.
It's over.
That's it. Yeah, great stuff from Medz.
Before there was Armada, Wife, or Sastifer, there was Mike G, the Deadly Alliance legend who's now known as the Godfather of Peach. Back in the pre-MLG days of Melee, before there were ever official sponsors or anything that resembled a tournament infrastructure, Mike G and his crew used to travel up and down the East Coast. By attending several events and enjoying as much success as he did in those early days, Mike G gave Peach a foundation for future success in competitive play. Sometimes going by Takagi, K was a valuable member of the early and mid-2000s Smash scene. Living in both Washington and Japan, K often bridged the gap between the two scenes, doing it while boasting impressive records over Sastifer and Chudat. In fact, when we interviewed K a few years back asking about old school results, he had an entire database of every SkyPal local from 2003 to 2006. He obviously won most of them. At the Big House 8, Edwin Budding was talking to some Texas Smashers who were thrilled that their hometown boy Bananas had upset Plup. Knowing that Bananas was soon to run into Fiction, the Ice Climber Slayer himself, he thought, free money. Here's what happens next. Edwin proceeds to lose 20 bucks on a side bet, Bananas proceeds to beat Mewtwo King, Mango, and Axe at subsequent events, and he also wins No Fun Allowed 3 over Fiction for good measure, so I guess it was free money, but just not for Edwin.
That's it. Maybe? Wow, yeah, that's the tournament. And, oh, wait. Oh, he's still done.
If nothing else, Wife should be remembered for his input in the Smash Brothers and his own book, Team Ben, titled after his crew name. His eloquence and ability to weave together stories of the past were a main driver of one of the most important pieces of media our scene has ever had. He was no slouch on the controller either, netting wins over Korean DJ and Chudat at his peak. The Midwest has had so many incredible players over 2 decades of Melee, and Dope is absolutely near the top of the list. In his prime year, 2006, the Michigan Falco defeated Isaiah and Mewtwo King, as well as won Show Me Your Move 6. He then finished #1 in the Midwest Power Rankings in 2007, above even Darkrain and Dreffin, 2 of the greatest Midwest players to ever do it. It's probably an understatement to say that Eddy's been around the block. In the early days, he was the Midwest Ganondorf, even winning a fabled money match over Ken in 2003 and remaining active in the scene for another 15 years. However, the peak of Eddy's career was driving all the way from Illinois to Orlando and winning MLG Orlando 2005. What was the prize for his efforts? $500. We've come a long way since, but don't take my word for it. Ask him. For as much attention as Wife got in the Smash Brothers documentary, his doubles partner Husband was just as good a competitor in singles. Throughout his career, Husband made it to top 8s at countless regionals, having also slain many Peach players in his brackets. Today, Husband is trying to get back into competing, and his lessons with Zane provide valuable insight for any aspiring Marth players, as well as entertainment for anyone who wants to see more of Husband.
If you're Poff, like, go to the other side of the stage. This is where like most Mars stand if you're fighting Pop.
Spark's high-speed play, lethal punish game, tireless work ethic, and immaculate meme game epitomize modern Melee. A self-described doc kid and the youngest player on this list, Spark attended his first tournament in 2014 and quickly tore up the ranks alongside his frequent doubles partner Rocky. He first made the NorCal Power Rankings in 2016 and reached its top 5 by 2017. Wins on AMSA and Mango at Smash Camp 2019 helped propel him to a number 22 spot on the 2019 MPGR, and while he's currently on hiatus from competition due to living in Pakistan, all Melee spectators with good taste eagerly await his return to the fray.
Bit of a gift. A really clean stock. I think he got hit by like a fair or
These
two.
double jumps are so scary. You can just get called out, killed right away. Oh no, like, oh my god, he double edges. Where's he go?
Straight in?
Oh no!
Should be dead.
Mango taken out by Spark. 3-1.
3 Fox players have defeated Armada in a full set: Mango, Leffen, and Zgetto, the first one to do it before any of them. Better yet, he did it 3 months before Armada's breakout at Genesis. Not content with that, he followed it up at Pound 4, where he stunned Kirby Kaze and Cactuar, 2 of North America's strongest players. Making the top 100 from 2015 to 2017 is only the icing on top of one of the most quietly successful Melee careers.
Yeah. Oh,
it tricked him.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, he turned around too. You see it.
Yeah.
On a surface level, it's easy to understand how Swiftbass made this list. In addition to making the top 100 4 years in a row, he was one of the better players of the post-Brawl era, at one point coming all the way to the West Coast for a great 13th place run at Don't Go Down There Jeff. However, the most remarkable thing about his career is how regularly he would stun prominent players on the big stage. Westball, Shroomed, MikeHaze, and many others have randomly found themselves at the losing end of a Swiftbass upset at a national. This guy had it out for California, didn't he? I know what you're thinking. Ha! Prince Abu, the funny guy who fluffed Hungrybox's opponents as the world's second best Jigglypuff. And, well, yes, that's what he was. A good player who ascended to greatness by finessing a career where he was arguably the world's most sought-after practice partner. His career is appropriately impressive. Multiple appearances in the global top 50, wins on S2J, Westballs, Drug Fox, and a particularly memorable victory over Plup en route to 9th place at EVO 2017.
Ledge and Prince Abu with the read, beating Plup and moving on to winner's quarters.
What's so crazy about DieSuperFly's famous win over Ken is how quickly DSF rose through the ranks to become a top threat. He only started seriously training to get better for a month or two before eliminating the King of Smash at Tournament Go 6. After his breakout, DSF stayed at the top level for many years to come, at one point having a positive record against Mango in 2007, and he was also a top 5 player in early Brawl, arguably number 2 behind Mewtwo King in 2008. When you think of people who routinely made top 8s at SoCal locals, MikeHaze has to be one of the first that comes to mind. Boosted by his local accomplishments in the most dangerous region of the world, the former Brawl aficionado finished top 50 in the world for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 years in a row. In one of those years, he defeated Mango at UGC Smash Open, an upset that should probably be more recognized than it actually is by most people in the scene.
Mango reads him rolling out wrong. Grab. Oh, no jump. That's it.
Oh my God.
MikeHaze's accomplishments as a competitor and his notable presence within the weirdly storied tradition of Smash hip-hop should never be taken for granted. HomeMadeWaffles has something not too many others have. 5 straight years on the Melee Top 100. Before that, he was an annual mainstay on NorCal's power rankings, certainly not something to take for granted in one of the most storied Melee regions. If anyone else had taken tournament sets from Ryan Ford, Lucky, and Plup, the whole community will be talking about it, but because it's HomeMadeWaffles, these accomplishments tend to fly under the radar. Along with everything else he's done for the scene, he was a damn good player. One of the few who could casually trash talk Hungrybox, one of the greatest players of all time, to his face and school him in an exhibition.
Down to your... Oh, I'm reading. Take a look. It's in her book. Reading Rainbow.
Ask any Jigglypuff player from the pre-Brawl era who their favorite player was at the time, and they'll tell you it was the King. The Legend of NorCal in Canada was one of the first players to succeed on a national level with Puff, and his iconic combo video, Rollout, inspired a generation of players, including a young Mango, to pick up the character. While the King finished number 14 on the final nationwide Smash Panel Power Rankings in 2006 and held the number 2 spot behind Isaiah and NorCal for several years, he was perhaps best known for his dominance in doubles. Here, he pioneered the modern rest-heavy Puff style and achieved success with multiple teammates, including a second-place finish with Mewtwo King at the MLG New York playoffs in 2006 and a first-place performance with Isaiah at Zero Challenge 3. When Azim brings up Neo in the Smash Brothers, I'd wager to think that many people thought he was talking about the main character of the Matrix. Instead, the person he meant when talking of a player who could see everything coming was the Roy aficionado himself. While it's easy to bring up how he's beaten players like Chudat and PC Chris, Neo also invented the true tomahawk, jumping in front of an opponent, landing with nothing, and forward smashing them in the face. The career of Melee's finest true Sheik and Peach dual main spans 13 years and roughly 2/3 the width of the United States. Darkatma grew up in NorCal but started making a name for himself after moving to St. Louis, where he would eventually become the city's most decorated player ever. His best wins came over top players from several eras, including Lucky at Genesis 2 in 2011, Fly Amanita at the Big House 5 in 2015, and Lucky at Genesis 6 in 2019.
Hit! Oh! Oh my God, he's the other way! That's it!
And forget what I said.
What? Oh no! Oh No!
Even more impressive, however, is Darkatma's doubles career, which boasts a boatload of placements above much higher ranked opposition. His resume at Super Majors includes a 4th at EVO 2015 and a 5th at EVO 2016 with fellow Midwest to NorCal Emigre Fruit Loop, and 4th places at the Big House 9 and Genesis 7 alongside Ralph. For a very long time, Abate was the face of Luigi's metagame, and for good reason. His career primarily developed in Pittsburgh, an unorthodox region so weird that it had its own section in the crowd at the Big House 5. At that same tournament, however, Abate became the first Luigi main to finish in top 8 at a modern super major.
Johnny way behind percentage, but oh my god.
Dude, that might be.
Oh, and he stopped.
What
happened?
That?
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
What was that? What was that song?
Somebody explain that to me.
His willingness to embrace the green hero for what he was, a strange, kooky misfit amongst the game's scariest top tiers, is likely why he will be remembered as one of the most influential Luigi players to ever touch a controller.
Oh, like I really hope Connor takes it. I hope he...
Oh, no!
It may stun you to see VaNz alongside players like Mango, Hungrybox, Mewtwo King, Leffen, and Armada among smashers to reach winners finals of a big house, but he was there at the very first one. The Tri-State Peach main also had a great showing at Pound 5 where he beat Remen, Ryan Ford, and most surprisingly, Silent Wolf. Keeping that in mind, another VaNz classic is his ridiculous attempt to rotate on Hungrybox in a tournament set at Apex 2010. I don't want to give anything away, so you'll have to take my word when I say that every smasher should be required to watch it. When Master left the scene in early 2010, a few players appeared to fill the Luigi mantle. One was Eddy Mexico, who came seemingly out of nowhere from Baja, California. Unlike his contemporaries who would go on to attend major tournaments on the East Coast, Eddy frequently traveled to and honed his skills in SoCal, where he regularly fought the likes of Fiction, Westballs, S2J, and Fly Amanita, all players who sat comfortably within the top 20 for years. Eddy excelled in both consistency and longevity. Not only was he ranked for 8 of his 12 active years, but he peaked at number 31 on the 2014 MPGR, which remains the highest rank a Luigi has ever achieved in the modern era. He still plays to this day, having outlasted many of the Luigis who had challenged his title. It's not too soon to call Captain Faceroll one of the all-time greats. The former Midwest turned SoCal Chic player is a shining example for what the documentary generation of Melee players could accomplish. From the very first time he made a local power rankings to winning DreamHack Atlanta 2019 over Mewtwo King, Captain Faceroll has made his mark on the community. Ask his poor opponents from Irvine what it's like to get grabbed by him.
That was amazing. My Faceroll. This might even be it right here. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's not even funny.
Of all the Fox players to follow in Leffen's path, KJH is probably the one who did the most to directly push Fox's metagame. Along with his technical contributions to the character, he was a formidable competitor as well, finishing as a top 50 player from 2015 to 2019. If you hate Samus, you should have a dedicated shrine to KJH. He was one of the few top Fox players during his prime to know what the hell he was doing in that matchup and make it look miserable for every Samus unfortunate enough to see his name on their side of a tournament bracket.
Up smash will do it right now.
Yeah, he built that damage exactly like
And the miss grab.
Between defeating Axe, SFAT, and nearly every Fox player he's faced off against, Ginger's got a lot to be proud of. However, let's talk about a result that some of you might see as modestly impressive, when Ginger defeated Drug Fox at the Big House 5. What you've almost certainly forgotten is that it happened not just in Wave 1 pools, but in Drug Fox's first set of the entire tournament. Seeding-wise, it's up there as one of the biggest upsets in Melee's history, but it's not remembered as much because in hindsight, it was the start of something really special. Well, that or the adorable photos of a much younger Ginger dressing up as Falco for Halloween.
Falco definitely has that in his kit. The strong ass back.
Oh man,
that was way
that
good.
was a really nice combo.
Wow.
Wow.
If you've spent any amount of time on Smash Twitter in the past few years, you know moky. You may have to wade through taunting discourse and yet another unfunny novelty account, but the reward is worth it. Be it a 60-second clip or an entire set, moky has quickly established himself as one of the most creative players in Melee.
No, don't stop it. You know before it happens. Then you lost. Good job, dude.
But don't get it twisted, the Canadian Fox is more than just lightning fast. He's also just straight up good. After a stunning upset on Plup at Get On My Level 2019, moky has amassed a resume of impressive wins including SFAT, Swedish Delight, and after years of comparisons, Leffen himself.
moky right now, looking dominant. Oh, Leffen's not saving that
The VIP room will not save you, Leffen!
Oh my god. Okay. moky handled that so well, kept his cool throughout.
Amazing.
What? Oh, what a game!
If we asked 100 Melee players to name an incredible Falco who has been around since 2007 and loves beer, chances are we'd get about 99 variations on Mango. But for the 1% in the know, Melee's true drunken master goes by other names. Lamb Chops, Chop Steezy, White Boy Wasted. These days he answers mostly to the moniker Beer Man. Despite his wild reputation, it was Lamb Chops' precise laser control that established him as one of the Florida Falcos who helped to establish the region's pedigree. Although his migration to New York saw a drop in his attendance, he's found a new purpose as would-be sensei to many of the city's young up-and-comers, and the rare Beer Man sighting at a local still means there's a walking upset alert on the premises.
Hey, long edge guard sequence, can't convert, and this is what's dangerous about that top platform. It's so easy for Chops to kill off the top.
Oh my god!
While most people remember that Scar finished in top 8 of Genesis, few remember that he used to routinely go toe-to-toe with the greats like Taupe, Eggum, Chudat, Azin, and even a young PPMD. When Scar moved to NorCal, he won the deep over Lovage and Shroomed, even toning down his hatred for Jigglypuff a little bit. However, the greatest thing about his career is his resume's impeccable ability to withstand a completely different methodology for another top 100 all-time ranking, 3 years after the original one, seemingly for the sole purpose of keeping him as the eternal 69th best player of all time.
Ooh. All right,
Down
down there. Yeah, there it is. Oh! Do it again. Stomp on his face. Yeah. Yeah. You're the people's champ.
At the Big House 4, the then worldwide #2 Armada held the spot of the highest placing Peach, bowing out at 4th place. The second highest placing Peach was a then unranked Michigan player named Kalamazoo, who only months prior to his 9th place run was bringing notebooks to tournaments to analyze Armada's Peach in real time. After 7 years and a move to NorCal, Kalamazoo has refused to fade away, winning sets over VaNz, Kirby Kaze, Lucky, IBDW, and SFAT. Don't be surprised to see future Peach players start taking notes from him.
He lives. He's alive. Oh my god. One more back air will do it.
This is tough for Peach. Nope, she lands.
Oh my. What? No DI! That's it. Keizu takes it, dude.
There's more to Professor Pro than just being the guy who beats up the UK and makes fun of Fuzziness's impressions all day. While his in-region records are astonishing, his performances out of region are no less impressive. With wins on Hungrybox, Leffen, Wobbles, Fiction, and None, his resume is packed full of big-ticket victories in spite of comparatively fewer trips overseas. One can only imagine how different things would have been if he spent more time in the States. I could really see him putting up some amazing performances, like placing top 8 at a major over Swedish Delight, Shroomed, and MikeHaze. Wait, okay, yeah, he already did that at UGC Smash Open.
No, that was the Panic Up Smash.
Oh, no, he's dead! He's dead! Oh! He did it! Oh my god!
Feared most for his tech-chasing prowess, Taupe terrorized fast-fallers and floaties alike up and down the East Coast from 2006 to 2014, in singles as well as alongside his longtime doubles teammate Cyrane. At Genesis, he notoriously foiled the highly anticipated Silent Spectre versus Dark Rain face-off by Taupe chasing the former out of winners before losing to the latter, though he'd have his revenge and beat both on his way to 9th at Pound 4. At Paragon LA, a mostly retired Taupe would face Leffen in bracket. The sparsely watched tape shows Taupe winning Game 1, and on the verge of losing on Leffen's counterpick, he accidentally up-Bs out of shield. Of course, he hits Leffen, begins tech chasing, and is audibly cackling in the recording. Master used to dominate the Pacific Northwest, beating players like Silent Wolf, Eggs, and DJ Combo. If he didn't go on sabbatical to Hawaii throughout the early 2010s, he might be even higher on this list than he currently is, as his peak years were effectively taken from him. Nonetheless, the fact Ka was able to return to competing after such a long leave, reclaiming his spot as the best Luigi in the world from 2018 to 2019, speaks so much to his skill.
Oh, I think that was a wave dash forward tipper. Oh my gosh.
Like...
Oh!
Wow.
Unbelievable game. Whew.
The Dragon Duelist himself, Crush is an easy pick for one of the best players of all time, having accumulated one of the most impressive resumes to ever belong to a player never ranked top 10 in the world. There are a number of things about Crush which make him stand out from the crowd: his unquestionable dominance over New England locals, his perennially underrated rivalry with AMSA, and his penchant for taunting against ICES players.
Keep saving her.
Yeah. Okay, Crush.
Wow,
Crush.
But what he will perhaps be most remembered for is his absolute absolute fire Twitter account, still fondly remembered by the fringe top 100 Fox player who plagiarizes one of his tweets every couple of months. For years, Triff held the title of second best peach in Europe. Quite the Pyrrhic victory, considering the holder of the first best peach in Europe. The moniker was no small feat, with Triff boasting annual results which vaulted him into the upper echelon of the continent. However, after Armada's retirement in 2018, we saw Triff take another step forward. After beginning 2019 with a startling upset over Mewtwo King at Genesis 6 and defending Europe by winning Phoenix Blue 2 over AMSA, Triff amassed a series of high-level wins stateside, including IBDW, Moky, Fiction, and even Zane. Today, after years of being called the second best peach in Europe, Triff has a new title, the second best player in Europe.
Getting something started here. Johnny Offstate. Oh my lord! Triple ban!
Not many Melee players can claim to be top 2 in a state as stacked as Washington for as long as Bladewise. He's also been making top 32s at majors for just a bit under a decade. Fun fact, he's never missed out on the top 100, having also made the top 50 from 2013 to 2018. In 2017, Bladewise successfully defended the Pacific Northwest at the first ever Bridgetown Blitz, where he casually defeated S2J and Hugs without dropping a set, and somehow everyone just moved on.
Looking out for it.
Oh, the windmill again. Dead. Then that's it. Good job to Teddy.
Great game.
Eggum was a technical innovator. He was doing wave shine out of shield punishes long before most of today's smashers graduated kindergarten.
Wow. Whoa! There's the J-Man shine.
A mainstay at East Coast tournaments in the mid to late aughts, his resume is jam-packed full of impressive finishes, such as placing 4th at Revival of Melee 5 with wins on Chillin' Dude and Hacks Money. If you're shocked to see him make the list, that's likely due to his tendency to finish barely outside the limelight, such as his run through PC Chris, Kage, and IB to finish in 9th place at Apex 2010. If you've never seen him play, go watch Eggum vs Ken at Apex 2015. You'll thank me later.
I wonder if Eggum has those himself.
I wonder. We'll see. He's a pretty technical guy.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh! I like that.
Okay.
Picture a player who is a mainstay of the top 50, a multi-game threat, and one of the most analytical minds behind their character. There's actually 2 of them, Lod and Rishi. Both brothers transitioned from practicing together in their home to gaining wins on nationally ranked players at majors all across the country. However, nothing proved Lod's diligent, cerebral playstyle more than winning even bigger bulk in 2018. Using a little-known Peach technique called Subfloat, Lod defeated Captain Faceroll, SFAT, and S2J twice to conquer the West Coast just weeks before his first day at med school. What a month, huh?
SFAT has a second lease on life, but a big hit will end it. A big hit has ended it.
There's a lot of talk about grinders these days. Sure, it's impressive when a player spends every afternoon playing strangers, but nobody can hold a candle to Gatsu when it comes to single sessions. He famously played Melee for 72 hours straight to break a world record at Smash the Record.
I think I slept a total of like 2 or 3 hours. No, dude, like an hour.
It should come as no surprise that Gatsu emerged as one of the rising stars between 2020 and 2021, where he entered a mind-boggling number of tournaments and emerged with victories over Hungrybox, Axe, and Ginger. He even toppled Fiction, the final boss of Captain Falcon vs. Fox, in their only set, becoming the only Captain Falcon player to have a positive lifetime record over him. No Melee player actively dominated their local scene for as long as Kells ruled Chicago. For 10 years, Kells always ended up #1 in his city. More often than not, he would win bigger Midwest regionals too, beating players like Darkrain, Duck, VaNz, and other local legends. You might remember Kells' first super major breakout at the Big House 4, but want to know what's more impressive than any player he beat? The fact that after years of sonning so many of them with multiple characters, Kells finally got the Midwest to root for him at a tournament.
You can't get grabbed right
Can't
now.
get grabbed.
95? Oh, it's over! Yo, Kells knocks Axe out of the tournament.
Top 8.
Look at that smile!
The Midwest is going nuts.
Before players like PC Chris, Hacks, and IBDW came onto the scene, the #1 player in New York was a trash-talking Samus main from Manhattan. Wes dominated the Northeast in the early days of Melee, regularly placing top 8 at national events. On top of his tourney results, Wes's stylish and innovative Samus play, his role as a leader of top crew Deadly Alliance, and his brash, outspoken pride as a resident of the East Coast made him one of Melee's first big personalities in an era before social media.
Oh man, there it is. Nicely done from Wes. taking it 2-0 over Stavino.
During the post-Brawl era, you could guarantee that Dark would be in top 32 of any national. If it weren't for Mango and Hungrybox dominating the scene, maybe Dark would be more recognized by modern smashers as one of the original Jigglypuff legends. On a tangential note, does anyone else remember the one-time doubles team of Dark and Hungrybox? It was an ungodly duo that finished second at Revival of Melee 7, the best placement of a double puff team at a major.
Wow. And boom. That's it. 2-0. Soft and gut, straight to the loser's bracket.
Along with Medz, Axe, and Wobbles, Forward is a part of a small group of people to ever finish #1 in an Arizona Power Rankings. However, his impact on Falco's metagame, including developing basic concepts of corner pressure and punish game, put him in a completely different stratosphere from otherwise comparable peers. It wouldn't be a stretch to state that Forward's influence was comparable or greater than Bomb Soldier's. He even defeated his Japanese contemporary in a much anticipated showdown at Zero Challenge 3. Today's generation of Melee players might know Lovage as a commentator. However, Lovage was once a player considered just under the tier of the gods. From stunning Hungrybox in pools at Genesis 2 to his legendary losers run to second at Northwest Manifest, Lovage boasts competitive accomplishments that few others have. Not to mention, he casually has the greatest upset of all time, beating Leffen out of nowhere at GTX 2017, years after the world thought it had seen the best of Lovage.
Oh,
It's
wait,
over.
he's got to go for
It's
that.
over.
Go for it, bro.
It's over. It's
Oh,
over.
Go for it.
It's over.
It's over. Damn.
Restocked. Game 3.
Damn. Lavage.
There's few players who have reached the level of viral infamy as Silent Spectre.
Happy feet. Wombo combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh.
Beyond becoming the star of Wombo Combo, Silent Spectre was one of the most electrifying players of DBR and a mainstay of NorCal Melee. In 2009, he was one of 4 people to take a set from Mango, and to start the next year, he sent Armada to losers bracket early at pound 4. Before you ask, no, we don't care that it was on 0.9 damage ratio. It was still awesome. Sastifer's resume is actually unbelievable. He often showed up when it mattered against the best of the best, being one of the only people to have wins on Ken, Isaiah, and Chudat in the MLG years. Even though he rarely attended events, he was a serious threat at the few he went to. Think about it for a second. Sastifer got second at a super major. Do you know how many Peach players can claim they did that? It's a short list. Ryan Ford is inarguably the best Fox player to ever come out of Canada. He saw numerous strong finishes prior to 2013, most notably an impressive 9th place finish at Apex 2012. After his return to the game in 2015, it didn't take long for him to start posting impressive results again. He would occasionally break into the top 8 of major tournaments, placing 7th at both DreamHack Atlanta 2017 and EGLX 2018. With wins on Crush, Gatsu, and Dreffen, Ryan Ford is a player with a long history within the game, and a player whose history will no doubt continue into the future.
I am glued to the screen.
Ryan's going in. Ryan's going in. The side B. He has no jump. This might be it. That's it.
Gonna do it.
Ryan
Ford takes it. Amazing set.
Incredible set.
Hobby's legendary run at Apex 2012 is one of the most storied in Melee's history. At this tournament, he defeated Ryan Ford, Korean DJ, VaNz, Cactuar, Hacks Money, Lovage, and PPMD.
However, he's in trouble right now. Over by the ledge. Freeze frame up smash. Whoa! Hobby is pumped. The U.S. crowd has turned Benedict Arnold.
Believe it or not, before his Apex breakout, a few smashers had discovered tapes of him playing against other Mexican players in 2006, looking exactly as good as he did in 2012. While some were skeptical, a few believers saw it as proof that this guy from Mexico might have secretly been the best player in the world. As you once put it before Hobby's Apex breakout, Mexico will beat you down, son. Was the apex of Drug Fox's career when he ignored the fire alarm and ruthlessly tech chased the soul out of Wizrobe to win Tipped Off 11?
Want to see the end of the game. No one wants to leave the room.
This is crazy. I mean, how are the players not phased?
Or was it when he sent Mango to losers bracket at HCC Throwdown, playing 2 characters he'd casually drop at the start of the next year?
And
That could be it. That's it. Drug Fox beats Mango 2-1.
Over Mango.
Surprise, it's neither. The real answer is right after he beat Leffen through a wall at Royal Flush. On cue, Drug Fox proceeded to shake his head in disappointment before fist bumping a dejected Leffen. If that's not the quintessential Drug Fox moment, I don't know what is.
See the way Drug Fox just joshes in there with that shine? Okay.
And that's up smash. Is that it? That's it.
Oh my god. Why? And Drug Fox shaking his head. He's like, I know Leffen didn't play quite at his best, But that was, he 3-0'd him. Smile, Sammy, smile. You earned this.
At one point, Court was a serious contender for being one of the best in the world. A transitional time for the scene in which majors were a rarity led to his prime being often forgotten, which is a real shame. In his career, he beat players like Azen, Chudat, PC Chris, and even Mango. There's an alternate world out there where Court is even more cemented as one of the most celebrated players to ever touch a GameCube controller, and we'd all be better for it. Taj's career almost feels like one of two different but equally insane halves. One half is his innovation with Mewtwo, undoubtedly the greatest to ever touch the character, as he'd routinely beat top players at majors with him. If you ask Taj, he'll tell you the Shadow Claw combo video series was so good that Pokemon literally named the move after them. However, the other half of his career involves his deadly Marth, specifically how he mastered the art of Flappy Bird, where he could kill any Falco the second they left the stage.
All right, this is going to be very dangerous.
Wispy, no!
Yeah, plenty of time to react to that. He's going. Oh, okay.
Yeah, doesn't
Good
decides,
set.
nah, I'm not going to hit this man.
Using the latter's skill, he stunned PPMD and Mango at Genesis 2. In doing so, he became the first player to beat two gods in their prime at the same tournament.
That's it. Foz beat him. Swear. Damn.
If you look at Nintendo, and I mean physically look at the man named Michael Brancato, it's almost ridiculous to picture this mild-mannered dude to have existed as a sort of villain within the Smash community. But once you realize that he's one of the all-time greatest Ice Climbers players in history, perhaps it starts to make a little bit more sense. His kill sheet spans some of the greatest to ever handle a GameCube controller: Mango, Mewtwo King, Plup, and Axe.
That's it. And it's looking like he looks so focused on the wobble right now. And I think, and Mewtwo King will not be in top 8. And he runs, jumps off stage, doesn't shake his head.
He was a regular fixture at national top 8s throughout his career, including at Genesis 3, Royal Flush, and the Big House 3, the latter of which was a wobbling band tournament. But perhaps his most untouchable achievement can be found within 10-Man Melee, a game mode for which he holds the world record with 13 separate characters. We've been dying to tell you about Cactuar. There's a decade-long conspiracy here, and we've got a paper trail to prove it. Darkrai vs. Cactuar 4, Event 52, 2008. This guy JV4 is the Falcon Legend with Fox's Nair. Wizrobe vs. Cactuar HTC Throwdown, 2015. He wins with Marth. Fight Pit 8, 2019, Winners Finals, still there. Where did M2K get all those controllers and Marth practice over the years? Who knocked Mango out of Pound 5 winners? Who's coaching PPMD's Marth versus Armada during Apex 2013 Grand Finals? Why is there a Rivals of Ether video about the Cactuar Dash? Why are people at Riptide 2021 playing Cactuar Stamina Pancake at 2 a.m.? I've got boxes full of Cactuar. I go to Smashboards, every good thread, every backroom, Cactuar, Cactuar, Cactuar. This goes right to the top. A frequently forgotten fact about Kage's legendary upset over Mango is that he called his shot on GameFAQs before the tournament.
Oh, Mango!
While it's tempting to go on about his other accomplishments, we want to bring up a lesser-known one: unceremoniously thrashing Bizarro Flame in an exhibition at EVO 2015. It was so lopsided that, down 3-0, Bizarro Flame shook Kage's hand, only to react in horror when Kage told them they had 2 more games to play. You can guess what happened next.
Uh-oh, this looking like a 30.
That's it. Get him out.
Kage is like, no, it's 5. That's how you know you whooped him, when he accepted it. He shook hands. He thought that was it.
He said, Mom, do I have to go to school? I got a fever right now, man. Because Bizarre Flame is teaching him something.
Not many players can boast to making the world top 15 3 years in a row, but Duck can. From 2016 to 2018, the longtime top dog of Michigan nabbed countless tournament victories, punked Leffen a few times, whooped Hungrybox, and won Pat's House 3 over Zane, which might be the most stacked regional of all time. To this day, Duck's contributions to his character loom over every top Samus player who begs him in his DMs to retweet their latest combo. If only impressing him were so simple.
Yep. That's what's... Oh my god.
Crazy combo.
Probably one of the most ice sets of all time came versus SFAT in winter semis of the Big House 6. SFAT, fresh off 3-0ing Hungrybox in a set so decisive people were ready to consign Jigglypuff to the mid-tiers, sits down at the setup confident and composed. The set is over 7.5 minutes later. SFAT takes 4 stocks total. Ice stands up and sheepishly makes the choke gesture after patting SFAT on the back in consolation.
I don't know, dude.
Look at this dash dance, just baiting out a
Setsman
move.
knows he's done.
Yeah.
Setsman knows he's done. Oh!
And
Ice
making the gesture.
It's enough to make you look back at a career full of major top 8s, 4 straight top 20 year-end rankings, massive wins, and countless close calls while maining 3 separate characters at the top level and wonder, is he yet to realize his true prime?
Low gets the side B, and he misses his ledge dash. That's it! That's it! Swedish beats Armada 2-1.
Swedish Delight's legacy extends far beyond beating Armada once. For the better part of the last decade, he was a mainstay at large tri-state events, often finishing in top 8 and outright winning them. Most people learned about him after he was voted into the inaugural Smash Summit series, and for the next few years after that, Swedish clearly proved that he lived up to the hype. At the very least, his reign over New Jersey, one of the most infamously volatile and tough regions in the world, speaks to his outstanding career.
He just ran in there.
Down smash. Needles back here.
Oh,
Swedish! Swedish Delight decided to run across the entire stage, throw a Hail Mary, and it was a touchdown.
Is it ever possible for fiction to be bad? Let's take a look.
I don't want to talk to him in the middle of his set. What do I do?
Yeah,
If he
that's
knows?
mid-set coaching. Oh! He's
Okay,
living, he's living.
wait a minute.
Easily. He's Falcon.
That's
He's
true.
not gonna die from that. Oh, but the next strong hit will kill on either side.
And that does it.
there
Fiction.
it is.
Fiction takes it with the little pop-off popping off the controller too.
After finishing in the World Top 50 for 3 years in a row, Fiction took a 2-year break from the game, only to come back and eventually look even better than his old self. Think about how wild that is, and then consider that he basically did the same thing for the last year and a half while switching characters. He's still one of the best players in SoCal, so I'm gonna say that the answer to our original question is a resounding no. I still can't believe a decade after his peak chain-grabbing Mewtwo King years, Dreffin managed to outright qualify for Smash Summit 8. His 9th at Smash and Splash 5 is a vastly underrated run in the annals of Smash history, and his 2 sets over KJH and Shroomed in the Summit tiebreakers are some of the most iconic Dreffin sets. This is not to discount his old school days where Dreffin often showed up in big ways, much to everyone's continued surprise. All he did was spot dodge and grab, and yet he consistently proved that was all you needed, most notably tearing Asin a new one almost every time they met. AMSA is quite possibly the biggest what if in the history of our game. While Ken, Mewtwo King, and Mango were dominating the scene in North America, AMSA was casually making the greatest comeback of all time and cleaning up Europe, going over a year without dropping a tournament. He often ran through players like Ek, the Doug, Helios, and a young Armada. Eventually, he defeated the invading Captain Jack when the top Japanese player came to Europe. Armada claimed after Genesis that AMSA would be top 3 if he ever came over, and the Dutch legend proved it with his 3rd place at Pound 4. In doing so, he steamrolled through Kamaster, Lovage, Taupe, Zoo, J-Man, and a newer, much scarier Armada.
Exactly.
Players get
Careful player delivery. And this could be it right here. And that's the set.
Good game, guys.
Darkrain is the embodiment of Captain Falcon. On any other player, the tag Darkrain would be lame, edgy, and honestly, a little cringe. But in the hands of the mind reader himself, he was the coolest player to ever grace the Earth. It's really hard to pick his most memorable moments between the legendary Darkrain combo on Isaiah at FC3, the quintuple knee on SFAT at FC Legacy, and his consecutive 25th placings at 3 EVOs, which involved wins over Silent Wolf and Wizrobe. Objectively speaking, his most impressive accomplishment is winning Tipped Off 4 over Hungrybox and PPMD, but I've always been a fan of when he beat Lamb Chops with Donkey Kong. Silent Wolf is a true icon, the original face of the technical Green Fox player. Few know this, but God created Silent Wolf specifically so that he could make Bladewise's tournament career a living nightmare. A nightmare which would only end with Silent Wolf's eventual departure from the game. An absolute menace against Sheik and Marth, Silent Wolf boasts sets against Drug Fox and Mewtwo King which still stand as some of his finest performances of his career. Toph once got mad at us for not including more Silent Wolf in the best upsets of all time bracket, but I'll have to reiterate, if you are just better than your opponent, can it really be called an upset?
The matchup right
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Like, he is showing you.
Look
like,
at him go. This could be the end of the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is.
That's it. What a final stock from Silent Wolf.
I can't believe this guy.
Nunn started his career as somewhat of an urban Smash legend from Nicaragua. Then he quickly rose to the top of Canada and stunned the world by defeating Mewtwo King at GOML 2016 in one of the most mind-blowing upsets of the modern era.
Oh! My God!
He does it! The king!
The raw forward smash!
That wasn't the only first for him. None also eventually became the first Falcon in a decade to take a set from Mango. There's probably going to be many other firsts that None will give his character, but for now, I want to give him props for doing something even more crazy, winning Melee Jeopardy over PPMD and Kage. This glorious accomplishment came in spite of None falling behind in a special category about himself.
Obscure None facts for 600, please.
None beat Kage's Ganondorf in grand finals of this major tournament so badly that he switched to Falcon in Game 3. Kage.
What is DreamHack 2017?
That is correct.
Fly Amanita was, and likely still is, a genius. Best known for being the ice climbers who didn't wobble. That didn't mean Fly couldn't kill you off a single grab. Just ask SFAT about the big house too.
Last stock, but the pressure is on. And Fly wave dashing forward into an ice block. He gets the grab, down throw, down air. Oh, he gets the grab. Push him to the edge. Again. Gets the hand off. Fly is going hard. Going for it. Perfect execution. And the game is over.
Otherwise, Fly sometimes feels like a vastly underrated player among some of his peers, even as he has insane accomplishments. Wins on Mango, Mewtwo King, Hungrybox, and PPMD are nothing to scoff at, and his run to being #1 in SoCal in 2014, the deadliest Melee region of the era, is something that should not be overlooked. Nor should we ever forget his first place finish at the next episode, or how he's one of only 30 people to make grand finals of a major.
Tweet, do you feels me? And that's it. Good stuff.
A fun fact about Callball is that he began his career by destroying Hungrybox in region about the same time as Hungrybox's national breakout. I could talk about how Callball was the #10 player of 2014, how he beat Mewtwo King, or about how he made life hell for every Ice Climbers and Captain Falcon player who had to play him, but let's be real. There is no other Fox who sacrifices his own stocks in such consistently glorious fashion and still beats 99% of his opponents.
56 now, no jump for Wizrobe, and is he going to finish it off? That is it, the roll-up!
And Cobalt takes the set.
A line that I'll always remember about J-Man is from the legend himself, HomeMadeWaffles. At the Big House 4, he made an offhand remark about Melee's shifting landscape, specifically how Leffen had basically replaced J-Man as the primary challenger to the 5 gods. In hindsight, Waff was spot on, with J-Man being the clear 6th best player of the Brawl era. From 3-0ing Mango's Falco during Mango's dominant 2009 stretch, to winning Apex 2009, to even winning Don't Go Down There Jeff, where J-Man became the first person to win a tournament that featured 2 gods, the comparison was apt.
Oh no. Oh my god. Fuck. J-Man did it. Oh, good job.
Back in the day, most people, including Mewtwo King, talked about the Sheik versus Jigglypuff matchup like it was unwinnable, especially against Hungrybox, who would routinely destroy the best Sheiks. But Kirby Kaze proved them all wrong at Apex 2012 in one of the most shocking upsets of the era. Kirby Kaze, of course, has many amazing moments, beating PPMD at Revival of Melee 3, stealing Gatsu's soul at the Big House 5, and nearly JV5ing Kalamazoo, but this one's always stuck out to me. He was an innovator and believed the impossible was possible, pushing his character to the limit.
Going for the single down smash.
Well, he gets the edge guard. Oh, he gets the edge guard. That's it. Kirby Kaze takes it.
In the early days of Melee, Japan was often seen as the clear best region in the world, a mythical land of true gods of the game that Americans could never even touch. While the validity of that statement is debatable, one thing is for certain: Captain Jack was the real deal. Coming over for the legendary Tournament Go 6, Captain Jack immediately turned heads with his destruction of Ken in friendlies, where he destroyed him with Donkey Kong and Bowser. He proceeded to get second at the same event, where he beat Chudat, also following up the performance at MLG San Francisco 2004, where he defeated Ken and 6-0'd Isaiah to win the tournament. Captain Jack remained an international threat for many years after, as he occasionally traveled to both Europe and Australia to take on many of their best players, years before we'd ever have a truly connected scene. PPU has a strong case for being the most decorated NorCal player ever, as he finished #1 in his region 8 times. With that said, I bet if you asked PPU what he was most proud of, he'd instantly bring up doubles. In this format of the game, its uncontested greatest modern Marth player constantly teamed up with his longtime pal SFAT for about a decade, at one point winning 12 straight doubles events together. However, my personal favorite Pew Pew moment came in singles, where he outdueled SFAT in an incredible 14-game marathon to win the 10-year anniversary Wombo Combo tournament. Upon coming out on top, Pew Pew, unsurprisingly, embraced his best friend.
Hey! Hey! Oh my God!
And Kevin, Pew Pew.
What?
Oh my God.
Every year, Zoo, Tang, and Silent Spectre go to Roundtable and order a gargantuan Wombo Combo pizza to share. That Zoo eagerly extends a legend in which he is a literal punching bag is the best testament to his character. His legacy also extends far beyond that of Team Combo Ragdoll. Before there was Westballs or Ginger, it was Zoo who put Falco in top 8s and inspired young birds to stretch their wings. A year before retiring, he promised that if he couldn't top 8 a major in the next year, he would hang up his controller. When he made good on that promise, Melee lost one of its greatest competitors, but it didn't lose Zoo. Trust me, we never will.
For Zoo to get a lot of damage. Oh my God.
Happy feet combo!
What in the world?
Chillin is a pillar of our scene, from its very beginnings to the modern day. From player to 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 commentator, he's done it all, reaching highs that seem surreal when you take a step back. No other player can say they have set wins on Ken, Mewtwo King, and Mango in their primes. No other player can say they practically invented modern TOing, as Chillin basically ran the first modern major ever at 2004's Game Over. No other player can say they made a career out of making banger raps directed towards smashers.
I'm not lawful. Make this pussy stop talking. You're not one of the gods, you're one of the god awful. We all got in when looking at your fox. Bitch, stick to smash 4 and losing by 4 stops.
In every facet of the game, Chillin is truly top of the line. If my B proves anything, it's that he can even turn a loss into an incredible win.
Got him with the back air. That's it. Chillin do 2-0's Mango.
First Chillin, 2 games in a row off of Mango.
According to Westballs, the greatest Melee to ever grace this earth occurred in the hours of friendlies that came from his stay with Hacks for Super Nebulous 4. We'll never see the VODs of that night, so you should take Westballs with a grain of salt, but after watching their set from the same tournament, you might be inclined to believe him. Great players reveal the borders of our game. Incredible players make it clear that those borders don't exist. At Westballs' best, he threw the limits of Falco so far to the horizon that we couldn't see them anymore.
So Lucky at super hyper sense here. He's going to have to do something big, and he's not able to do it. Wes able to close it out in 2 in a row, reverse 3-0s.
If there were such a thing as an all-decade team for Melee players, Lucky would make the 2010s list. He not only boasts wins over the likes of Mango, PPMD, Mewtwo King, and Hungrybox, but Lucky also has finished in the top 25 of the MPGR in every year of its existence. One especially underlooked accomplishment is that from 2007 to 2020, Lucky was ranked at least top 10 within SoCal. 14 years of being considered among the best players in Melee's most historic region. No matter what year it is, you can guarantee that Lucky's going to remain a smasher to look out for. Scour the ancient internet and you'll find a video from 2008 titled Hey Hugs, a combo video of EVO 2007's runner-up that's mostly just him slowly winning neutral. Cute, you think, but no way a player like this could keep up in today's blindingly fast, punish-heavy metagame, let alone as Samus. Cut to 10 years later at Genesis 6, a gigantic crowd watches as Hugs battles Amsa, a player so dazzlingly innovative and modern that he seems sent from the future even now. In the early hours of his 32nd birthday, Hugs finally emerges victorious to make top 8 of a super major once again.
The percent is racking. Oh, no! But Hugo, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's a top 8. My man is happy.
He started playing this game at dozen-player locals held in SoCal garages, losing to Ken's sister, and now you can catch him commentating events as a Big 4 accountant turned content creator, burgeoning crypto mogul, and legend of the game. Who could have imagined?
He's catching him with a lot of... Wow, that sent him down. He teched it or something? Whoa! Down tilted him into the missile.
I've never seen that before.
Wobbles is my favorite player of all time, in no small part because of the immense impact he left on Melee history. Since his regional 9th place breakout at NorCal Tournament 2, where Ken coined the term wobbling, Wobble's mere tag has become a term that you can't forget once you learn it. Funnily enough, he didn't even invent wobbling, but he did invent handoffs, which were of course not named after him. Regardless, his EVO 2013 run is easily the best second place run of all time. Coming with sets over Fiction, Lord, Shroomed, Mango, PPMD, and Hungrybox, it's practically equivalent to a major win, as Wobbles vanquished impossible foe after impossible foe before suddenly finding himself as the last person standing in winner's bracket of the most important Melee tournament ever.
Hungrybox probably isn't used to this way.
That's it! Wobbles is in grand finals! Arizona has done it! The Ice Climbers have been freed!
IBDW started garnering national attention when he made the New York City Power Rankings for the first time in 2016. Today, he's one of the best players in the world and a shining example of what a dedicated top player looks like.
Oh, not sending him off stage, but that's it! IBDW takes it! Oh my god!
While his Melee career is still young, winning Riptide made him the newest member to Melee's Pantheon of Champions. If you thought he was cocky before, then I have bad news for you. It's only gonna get worse.
And another shine, and there it is! The up smash! IBDW is your Riptide champion!
Amsa's entire career has been the story of proving people like me wrong about his character. Every time you think he can't possibly do it again, he does it again. Mewtwo King, Mango, Hungrybox, Plup, he's defeated all of these players and more. His success isn't just a byproduct of character unfamiliarity either. Today, more mid-level Yoshis have entered the playing field and given his rivals more experience against the character. Meanwhile, Amsa, who doesn't get consistent practice against top players at all, beats Mango, one of the best players in the world, at Smash Summit 11 on his first try since the start of the pandemic. Imagine what we'll say if Amsa ever finally wins a major.
Looks like an up smash every time.
I thought he was gonna down B, bro.
Oh, no! Shoot!
Amsa takes it. That's super unfortunate. But Amsa, though.
Holy crap, what?
In 2011, Shroom placed top 8 at Genesis 2, one of the biggest tournaments of the year. In 2020, after 9 years and a character switch, Shroom placed top 8 at Genesis 7, the biggest tournament of the year. While it's easy to view this as a victory lap for the veteran's career, it's really more of an indication that you can never count Shroomed out. The NorCal native has been a mainstay of yearly top 10 lists with both Dr. Mario and Sheik, garnering wins over players such as Mewtwo King, Leffen, and Plup. With a feel-heavy, intuitive playstyle and years of results, don't be surprised to see Shroom sitting in top 8 anytime soon.
Wait.
I was
He's got 2 grabs. He got 3 grabs. Wait.
Oh, hell, man.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, Team Oxy's up with it. Thank you.
That's 4. That's 4.
Oh!
That's 5.
What the fuck?
This is a new record.
A new record. Wait a minute. Holy shit.
Oh
my god.
I can think of 2 competitors whose drive to win has genuinely seemed otherworldly to me. Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, and Aziz Al-Yami, every time I've heard him speak. Hax Money has undeniably broadened Melee's horizons, of multiple character metagames, of technological solutions, and of the types of celebrity we afford to our perceived heroes. Very few lights shine brighter than Hax Money at his best, but his compulsive drive to improve ensures that his burnouts are as much an event as his most brilliant moments. Whatever his future may hold, Hax Money grew up in Melee, and if the past is any indicator, all signs point to him spending the rest of his days making sure he never has to spend a moment away from it again.
But he's still gonna make a comeback. Oh, nice.
Super baited him.
Oh, shines. Okay, the Swedish Smash Yang in, but it's no use.
Oh my god.
That's it. Hack's taking it.
Imagine this scenario. You're playing S2J in a tournament, somehow the set goes to his last game, and purely by the grace of God, you're up an entire stock. There's one small problem. You get hit, and then there's one huge problem. You die. This is called a Johnny stock, a term synonymous with the explosive come-from-behind combos that S2J is known for. He's done it to Mewtwo King, Zane, and all of SoCal for more years of top-level success than any other Captain Falcon main. S2J's ability to combine aggressiveness, incredible spacing, and defense along with his knack for conditioning and reading his opponent makes for a timeless playstyle and a storied career with no end in sight.
Oh my god, he reacted perfectly, and a knee!
Knee!
And
S2J beats
oh my god!
Mewtwo King!
For the first time in his entire life!
He's in top 3 at Shine 2017!
Yes,
everybody pick your chairs up!
In the crowd!
Let's go!
Let's go, baby!
It's going to take a while for any top player from New England to fill Korean DJ's shoes. Although his pursuits outside of Melee limited his ability to remain as involved as some of his peers, Korean DJ would nonetheless finish in the top 100 for its first 2 years before retiring for good. Rumor has it that a New England top player, one who shall remain anonymous, was once so excited upon beating Korean DJ for the first time that they called their father immediately after it happened. Honestly, wouldn't you do the same? In every year of MPGR's existence, SFAT has finished at least top 25 in the world. Within that time, he not only beat Mango and Mewtwo King multiple times, but once beat Hungrybox so thoroughly at the Big House 6 that even Scar felt bad for Jigglypuff. What's especially impressive for SFAT are his overwhelmingly positive lifetime records against many of his peers. His rivalries with S2J, Axe, Shroomed, and even Plup are all ones where SFAT, more often than not, comes out on top. If he ever puts it together to finally win that elusive major he's been looking for, we should all go vegan for a week.
Right, yeah, right. Oh, just eat those back airs. Put on a shield, Mango.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh my god, 5 back airs will seal that stock.
Is this H-Box?
Okay, let's get this straight. Isaiah could have been the best if he tried, don't get it twisted. The Smash 64 GOAT is no stranger to being the best there is at a game, and in brief spurts he showed that prowess, most notably at Most 3, where he and Ken casually laid the bedrock for the Captain Falcon Marth matchup. Isaiah's heart was never in singles, which makes winning 2 majors all the more incomprehensible. He was also a mentor to many up-and-coming Falcons of his time, with his most direct apprentice being Silent Spectre, the next great NorCal Falcon. When Isaiah gave a crap, he was unstoppable, advanced the tech and meta of this game by several years. When he didn't give a crap, he was still one of the best to ever do it. God, remember when Wizrobe was simply seen as 20GX? From seemingly 3-0ing Hungrybox out of nowhere at What the Fox 2 to taking sets off of each of his toughest rivals over the last few years, Wizrobe is the definitive modern Captain Falcon player. Even more impressively, his rise came at a time when many were doubting the character's future in the metagame. As 90% of the community seemed ready to call Falcon worse than Pikachu, boom. Wizrobe destroys Mewtwo King a few times, and he becomes the only Falcon to beat Plup Sheik at a major. For a brief stretch in mid-2019, you wouldn't have been crazy for wondering if Wizrobe was actually the best player in the world. It's not too ridiculous to imagine that he could officially have that title one day.
No air dodge. Gets the knee. Well, amazing DI out by Plup. He has the ledge.
Oh my god, that was so scary for both of them.
Gets the up air. Not a strong hit though. Plup is gonna go.
Gets the back air.
Slides off.
Oh, that's it.
I think that's it.
That's it. Oh my god.
3-game comeback by Wizzy.
PC Chris's rise to the top was much more gradual and a struggle than the common story often told. After initially maining Ganondorf, he slowly rose the ranks upon his switch to the Spaceys in 2005, eventually becoming a top 10 player with wins on Isaiah and Chillin. Following his 3rd place at MLG New York 2005, PC Chris proved it was no fluke with a stunning defeat of Ken at the opener of the 2006 season. His and Ken's epic trilogy across New York opener, Dallas, and Anaheim remains one of the best in our game's history, and he was able to end this monumental year the same way he started it, with a win at the Vegas Championships. His years after were also impressive, notably with a mind-blowing loser's run to first place at Zero Challenge 3, but the snapshot of PC Chris with a fat $10,000 check is what he'll be most remembered for.
Oh, and again, hey, it's gonna do it. Build it up, piece by piece, PC. Oh, I like that. Called out. Quick, dude. Oh, that's a 3-stock. Oh, PC. He tried not to smile. Look at him. He tried real hard.
I'm honestly still in disbelief that Axe won Smash Summit 8 and finished as the world number 4 in 2019.
This is what's he gonna get here? Up smash, Thunder, 85. He's on stage. Axe is your Smash Summit 8 champion.
For a decade, Axe was always the bridesmaid, but never the bride. Playing with Pikachu, Axe pushed the boundaries of what people thought the character was capable of, pretty much being his sole representative at the top level for 10 whole years. Without question, he's the greatest to ever do it with the Rat, and probably the greatest dedicated mid-tier player of all time. His immense win streak against Marth is simply staggering to look at in its entirety, and his long, arduous climb to the top of the mountain is maybe the most inspiring story in our game's history. Axe's career will forever be defined by the moment that he finally reached the summit, but never forget the climb that brought him there.
And already, Leffen using a little bit of lasers now because he's almost in KO%.
Oh my god, he's on
nobody's
stage.
on stage!
The down
I wanna go for it!
And the Hedgehog Axe has done it! 3-1 over Leffen in losers finals here at Gommel.
After the heat death of the universe, when all other life has been extinguished and Melee is nothing but a memory, Chudat will still be getting top 8 at the Big House 30 trillion. In terms of their first and last years at being a threat, nobody has had a career like Chudat, as he beat Azen in 2002 and got 4th at Shine 2019. His unparalleled longevity has brought him immense success and wins over the years, sometimes when you least expect it.
Oh my!
Leffen!
Oh! Top platform.
He can't stay on the top.
Oh! Off the top!
The double up air off the top, and Chu defeats Leffen.
Chudat's comeback in the early 2010s, particularly coming with wins on Hungrybox in both 2011 and 2012, seems like a mere precursor to his insane run in 2017, when he beat Mango 3 times in a row and won Battle of BC3 over Mewtwo King.
Oh, no.
I don't think he can get a kill off this. Oh!
Wow.
Maybe I might have to eat my words.
Weak there to grab to up. Wow.
That was clever.
I haven't seen that.
That was smart. That was 210 IQ.
Where do we start with Plup? Is it his Samus, which moves at the speed of light?
Aggressively.
So patient, he just walked
up.
up. Oh!
Leffen with nerves of steel right now.
That wave dash
Plup.
back. Oh, he
no,
missed the tech.
tech chase.
And he has charge shot.
That's a charge shot.
There it is!
Oh my God!
Wait,
it's over.
Charge shots him. Takes it. Goes to top 8.
What about his Sheik, which looked far and away like the best Sheik in the world within a year of play?
Yeah, gets out of the
And
throw.
that should be
And
it right
there.
there.
It is.
Takes it over Armada for the first time, and Armada approves of it.
You could also talk about his Fox, which helped carry him to a magical Genesis 5 victory.
Tech. He hit the
Oh,
Tech
wait a
of
minute.
Champions.
That might do it.
That's it.
That's it.
And that's it. Plup wins Genesis 5.
These are all good answers, but I'm going to bring up something different. When Plup decided to go Luigi, for fun, at CEO Dreamland. Here, he casually finished top 8 and gave the otherwise mediocre character his highest placing at a major ever. I'm convinced that Plup could just do this with 3/4 of the cast.
And everything.
On the stage here. Forward tilt. This might be it.
Oh, that's it. There, and he takes it, and
Oh, wow.
taking out Drug Fox.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1
Crazy.
with Luigi.
Do it, but Zane. Forward smash.
Big
This
F
looking good.
smash. Mango's jump. Can Zane scope it out? The mangle. But it's not enough. It looks like Zane
And
with the
Zane.
back air.
Zane takes the set.
He's in grand finals.
Is this the birth of a new god?
Zane might be the most terrifying opponent for any Fox in Melee history, but what differentiates him from every other Marth player is his unmatched dedication to the character. 3 of the greatest smashers ever, Mewtwo King, PPMD, and even Ken, needed secondaries or other mains at different points in their careers to overcome the standard Sheik, Captain Falcon, and general weird mid-tier shaped roadblocks that Marth mains frequently run into.
He crouches for dear life, and he gets the upper. That's insane!
Zane
wins 9! I can't believe it! Zane does it! After beating Mango, after beating HBox in 2 sets!
A meteoric rise!
Meanwhile, Zane has never been deterred, always finding new solutions and ways to make his character look like the best one in the game.
The adrenaline pumping through these players' bodies must be insane.
Tried to catch him with the up air, going real high.
Oh, that's gonna be Zane! And Zane takes Genesis 7!
Anyone remember when the go-to phrase about the perfect Marth was that they would have PP's neutral and Mewtwo King's punish? Newsflash. It was actually Zane, and he's better.
Back at neutral at all. No, that's gonna be it.
That's
gonna
gotta
be
be
it.
I
You cannot be
don't
off
even
stage
know
for
what to
Zane.
I don't even know what to say. That was commanding.
This match is coming out in the wire, I'll tell you that much.
It's scary because, oh wow.
Ooh, and Azem gets him with
Knee
the
to the
knee and
face,
takes the game
and it's
1
over.
win.
It's easy to see Azen as merely a perennial number 2 behind Ken during the MLG era, but Tournament Go 6, MLG New York's playoffs, and Viva La Smashdiclism were some of the biggest tournaments of their time, and Azen won each of them over the best competition in the world. When the lights were brightest, Azen showed up with a diverse cast of characters, consistently proving he could prevail. In particular, his MLG New York playoffs victory, 2006, where he beat PC Chris, took down Korean DJ, and had the legendary winners quarterfinals comeback against Ken, remains one of the greatest tournament performances of all time.
With either player, this is a clutch position. He has no jump.
Bad news. That's going to be
Ken
it.
will miss it, and Azen takes the match.
First round of level 1.
No. Whoa. Oh, come on. Oh, nice. That's it. Yo,
From his pinpoint lasers with Falco to his immaculate dash dance with Marth, PPMD redefined two of Melee's most recognizable characters. What's not as well known is the extent to which he truly sonned the entire Atlantic South during his prime. Future top 100 players in his state would ask the summer 2014 #1 for character matchup practice, even if he didn't play those characters, and he'd happily 3-stock them on command. If PPMD comes back as a fully dedicated competitor, it will be a boon to the scene he's already more than proven himself in.
Respecting each other so much here. No one really wants to commit to anything. Oh, what? Dash attack! Yo! What? Oh, is that it? Yo! Oh. Well done by Leffen. Way to hold it together and clutch it out.
It feels like yesterday when Leffen first dubbed himself the Godslayer. He looked like it at GOML 2016, where he beat Mewtwo King, Hungrybox, Armada, and Mango in a row to win the event. What's crazier is that Leffen's incredible resume could have been even better than it is right now were it not for factors outside of his control. Whether it's a visa ban or a worldwide pandemic stopping him from traveling, Leffen has faced and overcome more logistical roadblocks than any comparable player. Something tells me we're going to see the EVO champion succeed many more times.
He's running too slow! 8%. Armada has no shield. Armada has Leffen! Absolutely tearing through everyone today, Toph. Leffen is our EVO 2018 Super Smash Bros. Melee champion.
Damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that it? That is it. That is it. Mewtwo King wins Smash Bros. Look at
He actually can't believe it.
He can't believe it. He said I won.
In the summer of 2002, Mewtwo King posted on Smashboards for the first time, kickstarting a legendary career in which his tag would become a household name across the Smash scene. Not only did Mewtwo King briefly rise to being the best player in the world, but he remained a threat to win majors for 16 years in a row, a milestone rivaled only by Mango. The mere thought of an official Mewtwo King retirement, a scene without him at all, is somehow equally valid and unthinkable alike, as Mewtwo King has taken a step back from competing within the last 2 years while still remaining active as a content creator.
Cody not having it, but the grab. Oh, stage! Oh, and Mewtwo King goes right for the down.
Regardless, his ultimate legacy remains his near unparalleled dedication to the game, his presence that unquestionably remains a foundation for the scene to be what it is today.
Then he spaces out of the shine. This is looking all good for Mewtwo King right now. And
that's going to be the dare to close it out. Mewtwo King.
The winner of Shine 2016, 3-0. Fist bump for the crowd.
Ken was called the King of Smash for a very good reason. His reign of terror at the top is something we will never see again. Ken has by far the most consecutive Grand Finals appearances at Majors of all time. He dominated the scene from its inception, winning Tournament Go 4 before he even knew how to wave dash. He also invented dash dancing, the Marth up throw chain grab on Spaceys, coin wobbling. Hell, he has a goddamn combo named after him.
Two of the greatest players of all time. I think Ken can. Ken clutches it out.
Ken's influence is still felt every time you see a certain other red Marth destroy people, though I'd argue that the color still belongs to the King, the greatest Marth to ever touch the game. It'll take a lot to unseat him from his throne.
Comes down with forward air.
Oh, he bounced him off the fin. If Chudet would have got attack in there, he could have lived, but he missed.
Yes!
Oh no.
Yeah! Yeah, mother...
After almost 5 straight years of not winning a major and a disappointing 9th place at the Big House 4, Hungrybox was considered on his way out of the scene's top echelon. If only we knew what we had in store, as 2015 was Hungrybox's best year in half a decade, with each subsequent year seemingly only getting better. His emotional EVO 2016 victory, his incredible run at the end of 2017 to become #1 in the world, and his reign of terror through the next 2 years practically cemented Hungrybox in the conversation for greatest of all time.
Eats a back air. This is big. He recovers. The tournament winner.
And Hungrybox presses forward on the gray stick, and that's the end of EVO 2016. Hungrybox with a miraculous win in set 1 of Grand Finals.
It took an international crisis in 2020 to slow down his otherwise inevitable journey to the top, but with Melee now back in full swing, who knows what's in store for the Clutch God? Will he ever choose to lose again?
Ready?
About as a community is the game, and these guys play at the pinnacle of the game.
They do.
Always teaching us more about Fox versus Peach and about what it means to play at the
And
top
about
level.
ourselves.
And about ourselves. That's right.
All right, boys. Down smash gets 2 hits. Nair,
Ladies
that's gonna
and
be
gentlemen.
it. That was the quickest grand finals I have seen. Shout out to Armada, making it look easy.
There is one word that defines Armada: consistency. When looking at the numbers, Armada practically comes out on top in every category, dominating in major win rate by an astronomical margin, having positive head-to-head records on all his contemporaries, and never getting worse than 5th at a major tournament are the most eye-popping stats, but they're barely a blip in his ridiculous resume.
Back! Now Armada's gonna slap him.
Oh my God!
And we did not see the repeat of Royal Flush.
Wow.
3-1. Armada.
He was also the head organizer of Europe's first truly international tournament series, Beast, an innovator of both Peach and Fox, someone everybody feared and respected from the moment he proved what he can do at Genesis. Many of Melee's greatest moments involve toppling Armada, because doing so was just such an impossible feat.
Oh, wow.
I so wanted if I...
Gets the lasers. Is he gonna run down?
Oh,
Okay, and
the
he does
forward
it.
smash is gonna do it. Mango taking it.
People come and go from the Melee scene. The game itself changes over decades of play, but Mango continues to stick around, taking on the best of each generation on the biggest of stages and outlasting everyone. Only Mango can say that he beat Ken in 2007, tore Mewtwo-King's heart out in 2009, fiercely battled with Armada in 2016, outdueled Hungrybox in 2019, and vanquished Zane in 2021. If aliens invaded the planet, if the sky finally turned red and meteors began to fall, if an otherworldly calamity split the seas and tore the ground apart, Mango would remain in front of a CRT, holding a GameCube controller, and playing Melee with his last breath.
Let's go.
That's one for the books.
That's one for the books.
Also, Leffen, you can suck my fat cock. You
Take this straight down
right now.
Yo, Leffen catching
That's
strays.
all I was thinking the whole time. That's all.
Good shit, dude. That was crazy.